Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Stevie Ray. I am back again on the world's most dangerous radio show this week, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, right here on the EdgeRadioTV.com. That's right, EdgeRadioTV.com, and we're right here in Midtown. Midtown is almost downtown, right here in Houston, Texas. Midtown Bar and Grill. It's where the studio is set up, and this is where your boy resides now. You know, the old studio. You know what? You know, I told the bosses. I'm gonna tell you a real story. I told the bosses I didn't like the old studio. That's what I told them. I didn't like the old studio. I say for me to be here, I need something to inspire myself. I need to be inspired. So you know what they did? They said, okay, Stevie, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna find you a new location. And guess what? They called me a few weeks later. And this is where your boy resides right now. Right here in Midtown. This is where everything's going on. This is more my style, you know? You know, because you got to realize something, guys. I've been all over the world. And when a person's been all over the world, he needs excitement. Something like Las Vegas, New York. I need excitement. Midtown is where it's going down. And that's where EdgeRadioTV.com is broadcasting from right now. Now, my partner in crime, Mr. Angel Corona, Angel is having some technical difficulties. He'll be in here in the next few minutes. As you well know, me and Angel have been doing this for quite some time. This is our first show at the new studio. Our first show. But be that as it may, he's in the house, you know, but this is what I told him, though. If you're not here when I start, then you got to sit down till I take a break. Because once Stevie Ray get to cooking, baby, it is on like a steaming pot of neck bone. And I don't like to be bothered. But we all know that, man. That's just how it goes. You know, I'm very, very proud to be a part of Edge Radio. I'm very, very proud. You know why? I've told you this before, but I'm going to tell you again. Because, see, I like being on the edge. That's right. That's right, Brandon. You know what's up. That's right, Harry. You know what's up. I like being on the edge, dog. Because for what I do, it's not for the weak at heart. You want to see a show that's for the weak at heart? You better go watch somebody else's show, dog. Because we bring it. We don't sing it. We bring it. And Edge is where I want to be. You know why? Because they don't put no restrictions on me. Yeah, me and my man Angel, we worked at other radio stations before, but you know what? They put restrictions on you, dog. You hear me talking? They put restrictions on me, man. And I couldn't stand it. But here on the edge, brother, I'm on the edge. Everybody that knows me knows when it's going down, your boy's going to be around because that's what I do. Now, if you want to be a part of this journey, we don't call it dangerous for nothing. I don't call my radio show dangerous for nothing because, sucker, you got to realize something, brother, I'm dangerous. And when I start laying it down, I lay it down. So if you want to hear it, you come to the right place. If you want to sugarcoat it, plenty of other places out there to listen to. But you know how I do it. You know how we do it. That's why they call it Edge Radio. Now, you guys want to check out any of the other shows, edgeradiotv.com. Just go ahead and download that, man. edgeradiotv.com. And you can see some of the other shows that's going on here on a daily basis. But I'll tell you some of the things that's bothering me. Me and Angel like to talk about combat. We like to talk about combat sports. We like to talk about MMA. We like to talk about boxing. We like to talk about pro wrestling. We also talk about everything else in between, some of the social unjust things that are going on in the world. You push my button, man, anything might come out. But at the end of the day, sucker, we on the edge. You know what I'm talking about, Dale. There go my brother in crime, John. He's listening. He knows. We go back 30 years. He knows. We didn't get to where we are by sitting at the bus stop. He knows. You gonna know it too. EdgeRadioTV.com. Got a good ring to it. But I don't like restrictions. But hey, we're gonna take a break. And we're gonna be back to talk about some things that's bothering me. I give you a hit for one of them. Them Houston Rockets. I'll be right back.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters. When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back right here, EdgeRadioTV.com, right here, Edge Radio. We're in Midtown. if anybody wants to come down and get down with us. Midtown Bar and Grill is where the studio is set up. On the top, you want to come in and holler at your boy, come in and holler at your boy. And guess who we found? Guess who we found? You know, he was running around on the premises. He was knocking on the door. I told my producers, don't open the door. Don't open the door. You know, we in here handling business. So after I took a break, then I said, you open the door. You know, I have to get things right around here. You know, we have a certain decorum that we have to do things. And my man Angel Corona is in the house. Angel, what is going on?
What is going on, big dog Stevie Ray? You know, for a minute, I thought we were stuck in the 90s. Wow. It felt like Stevie Ray was shooting a promo at DDP, you know, some NWO type stuff. But, Stevie, have you heard about the Labor Day Classic?
Yes.
Well, this was a Labor Day traffic,
yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So my apologies. It won't happen again, Stevie Ray.
Okay.
But I'm excited to be back, hanging out with the big dog, talking sports.
Right.
What's on the mind? What's on the agenda today?
You know what, man? You know, I saw something go on the ESPN ticker today.
The ticker.
Yes, the ticker. You know.
What was that?
It wasn't even worth anyone talking about. So they just put it on the ticker. It just scrolls
the
by.
bottom line.
Yeah. Nobody's looking at that. Who cares about that? But you know, your boy caught it. Because you know I have the vision of a hawk.
That's right.
Yeah. They thought nobody was going to see it, but I caught it.
You were going to be called Hawkeye at one point, right?
Yeah.
There you go. See?
Yeah. Man, do you know I saw Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya has been beefing lately about getting back in the ring at 47 years of age. Now, there have been a lot of guys that fought well into their 40s, even to their 50s.
Right.
But these guys hadn't taken off for many of moons. 13 years, I think, since this man been in the ring, 2007. 13 long years.
Yeah, and I think Oscar's trying to get that scratch. I think he sees other people, other of his fellow boxing mates that are up there in age making these comebacks. You know, Floyd Mayweather, you know, all these guys. And I think that he has that itch, you know, but there's a difference between having that itch and having that mindset that you actually have to go in there to you're either going to fight or you're going to, as they say, die. They're willing to die in the ring at some time.
Right.
If you're not willing to fight or die, you need to stay out of that ring.
That's
and I think De La Hoya, I think maybe he's partying too much. Maybe he's having a little bit too much fun. And I think he wants some more money in his pocket because, you know, as a fighter, he would get so much more money.
Yes.
Because he's promoting himself.
Yes.
And he's also fighting himself.
Right.
So is it a money thing?
It can't be a money thing. Oscar De La Hoya has made probably up until Floyd Mayweather and all of those highway robberies that he granted us with over the years. Do you know Oscar De La Hoya was the highest paid boxer in boxing history?
Really?
Yes.
Over Money Mayweather.
Before Mayweather became
money.
Yes.
Right.
Because Oscar retired in 2007. Oscar fought Floyd in 2006.
Right.
So then Floyd went with Showtime and Al Heyman. And what did they do? I mean, it was the Brinks job, dog. You know what I'm saying? The Brinks job. But be that as it may, Oscar De La Hoya still has been promoting fights for quite some time. So it can't be a money thing unless we know he likes to party.
Yeah.
Who knows how many lawsuits have gone down that we don't know anything about? I don't know. I'm a big fan of Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, same
Anybody
here.
out there that knows me, they know I've always put this man over because he always respected what me, my brother, and so many other people did for a living. You know, he used to come to events when we go out to L.A. So I got nothing but the most respect for the guy. But what I saw on the ticker, you know, the ticker.
The ticker.
Julio Cesar Chavez calls out Oscar De La Hoya. Now, I thought it was Julio Jr.
And the old man called out him.
You know
what? The old man's probably a better fighter than his son at this point. And that's pretty bad to say.
You know that is.
I mean, the guy's, 60 years old?
Yeah.
Somewhere up there. But guy's chiseled for a 60-year-old man.
He stays
I mean, the guy has a six-pack. He
stays in the shape. If you put Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and they didn't know each other, right now, he would knock young Julio out.
Yeah, that's definitely a bet you would have to take to Vegas and double down on that one.
William is asking me, said, me and Booker should come back for one more run.
That's right. Yeah, look, they should do Oscar De La Hoya, Chavez Jr. versus Harlem Heat. How about that? Golden Boy Promotions, make it happen.
Yeah, now that I could go for.
Let's do that.
Yeah, the money would be right.
The money would be right. We can do a exhibition boxing match.
Yeah.
A little tag team boxing match.
Yeah, that could work.
I'll referee it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we get the Edge Radio credentials, the whole thing. We take the whole family.
That's right.
Yeah, because I have concessions. I have concessions for the hotels. I have concessions for the promotion.
Right.
I have concessions. If everybody's not taken care of, then we don't do it.
That's right.
But dealing with somebody that dealt with a lot of things, that's just how it goes. My man Neil Pruitt's in the house, man. Neil Pruitt. You know
what's going on, Neil?
Neil, hey, don't speak to Neil, man.
Never mind, Neil.
He didn't do what he was supposed to do.
What was that?
He's supposed to go down to the CDC.
Oh, that's right, in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
He's supposed to get the inside scoop.
Yeah.
He's out there just hanging out on the couch, or what?
He went down, knocked on the door. They told him, Neil, get out of here. You're not even welcome in. Get out. Now, what's that about, man? Neil Pruitt is supposed to have a stroke. I worked with this man for years.
Right.
For years. He's worked with some of the biggest productions in the United States of America. He goes down like Daddy Big Shot. Who is it? Neil Pruitt. And they sent security out and told him to get off the property.
They escorted him out.
Yeah, man.
Threw him out.
I thought the man still had some stroke, man.
Threw him out like Jazz from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, threw him out. Took the back of his collar and the back of that Buster Brown belt that he was wearing, those khaki pants that he wears, and they threw him out. Neil, from now on, brother, we're going to have to talk, man. I'm sorry for putting your business in the street, but this has been going on too long, man. It's been going on too long. So don't speak to Neil anymore until he does what he's supposed to. He's got to get something.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got to get something.
He's got to bring something to the team.
Yeah. He was saying, hey, man, I'm going to go down and get the 411 on the coronavirus.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, he got the 411 off CNN just like the rest of us.
Well, Stevie Ray, back to this De La Hoya thing.
Yeah, sorry to get sidetracked.
Since we're talking about these retired boxers, would you like to see Floyd Money Mayweather in the ring again?
I would like to see Floyd Money Mayweather in the ring again, as long as it's not against some 13-year-old kid like last fight.
From Japan.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. This was horrendous. Now, Manny Pacquiao, 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still fighting 20-some-odd year age guys.
Yeah. I mean, he just had a fight with Keith Thurman. He looked really good.
And put him on his you-know-what.
Yeah.
Adrian Broner ran like he saw the devil coming at him. I mean, he had traction. He looked like Carl Lewis.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. He has little flashing trunks, which is where they were just
and I'm like,
zooming away.
Little bitty Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you something, Angel. I ain't never been scared of a man in my life, and I ain't never ran from a man in my life. Now you might get me.
Right.
Now I'm gonna tell you a story.
Let's go. Uncle Stevie time right here.
I don't like to tell stories like this, unless it's on my podcast and people paying to hear it.
Right.
But I'm going to make an exception to that.
Right.
I was in junior high.
Probably 6'8" in junior high, huh?
Oh, man, I wasn't very big.
225.
No, I was like,
walking down the halls. They gave you a bottom locker on purpose.
No, man, they didn't do it. I wish, but it wasn't like that. Your boy was in the 7th grade.
Okay.
Albert Thomas Junior High. Now, I got 2 older brothers. They used to always beat me up. Then I got to a point where they didn't beat me up anymore. But it wasn't in the 7th grade, 11th grade or something like that. And these 2 guys, man, in junior high, they were 9th graders. And they said, hey, man, loan me $1. Still remember this like it was yesterday, bro. I was stuck in old Ray Dog's crow for a long time. Now, I didn't really know, when you go to junior high, this is a new school. You got a few friends from elementary school. But, back in those days, get out of elementary school, a third of the kids go to this junior high, another third go to this junior high, another third goes to the junior high that you go to. So you only got a few friends, And you can live right across the street from each other. the way they did things in the districts back then. These two guys said, hey, man, loan me $1. Man, I ain't got $1. You know, so they jacked me up, man. They were much bigger than me. They jacked me up and they took my $1, bro. Because I knew I couldn't be. If it had been one of them, it would have been on. But it was two of them. And they were bigger than me at the time. Okay. Oh, Ray Dog, you know, the next year, I started working on the sheetrock truck in the summertime. The year after that, my older brother gave me his old weight set. And I started working out, man. Started playing sports, organized sports. Found out I was a pretty good athlete. Found out I was a pretty strong-minded person. Years later, I saw one of those guys. Hadn't seen him since junior high. Years later, I seen this guy at a club that I was working at. And you know what came back to me?
You want your $1 back.
I want my $1 back, baby.
Times it by 100.
So I walked up in the guy's face. He's with his girl.
Oh.
He's with his girl.
Did you take the girl too, Stevie?
Didn't want the girl. You know what I said? He was walking in the aisleway and I got right in his face. I'm a little broader now. I'm a little taller now.
That's right, yeah.
And I'm 10 times meaner. Because fighting was my thing, man. People paid me to clean the clubs up. So one dude, I said, you remember me? He said, no, man. I don't remember you. I said, you remember when I was in Albert Thomas Junior High? When I was in the 7th grade and you and your boy jacked me up and took $1 from me? Now I know at this moment in time, he's thinking, this dude got to be kidding, man. It's, what, 10 years that went by. No, I ain't kidding. I'm dead serious. So I grabbed him in the collar right in front of his gal, put him up on the wall.
How many feet did you lift him up?
I don't know. I said, that was wrong what you did to me, dog. Then I could see the fear in the dude's eyes.
Yeah, he probably had an accident on himself, too.
I could see the fear in his eyes. And at that moment in time, something tapped me on the shoulder and said, brother, you wrong for this, man. You wrong for it. Don't do this. And I never felt so bad in my life, man. Because the revenge thing don't work, bro. Because I ain't built like that. I thought back as kids, these guys just being kids. But at that moment in time, if I didn't have the right upbringing, what would I have done to that guy? What would I have done? I put him down. And I told him, look, bro, I'm sorry. And I apologized to his girl. And he was like, man, if I did that, I don't remember. But I apologize. So we let bygones be bygones. And the moral of this story is this. Don't be like Stevie Ray. Don't do what I did. I'm giving you permission to take his head off. Not me, but you can do it.
Right.
You know?
And get that money back.
Yeah. Get your money back, you know. You might feel better. I'm just not built like that. But at one time, man, how people change, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that stayed in my crow for years. And at some of the things that we see that people do today to other people with no remorse. I don't understand that. I was just doing the show with Vince Russo the other night, and I told Vince this. I don't understand hate. And at the time, that was hate. But once you encountered it.
Right, once you got to that breaking point, you decided to cool down and let it go. And that's something that's very mature, and it's something that, I mean, you stuck with this story for what, a good 15, 20 years. Yeah. So, but it's good that you guys cleared the air, you know?
And that's the moral to the story, ladies and gentlemen. True story. I can't make this stuff up. But we will be right back. EdgeRadioTV.com. Right back at you.
You should have flipped them on the sideways.
This is former Rocket Robert Reed.
This is Mel Hewitt of Athletes United.
And we want to talk to you about our new program and podcast. We're talking about former athletes who are doing a lot of things in the community.
Various athletes in various sports. Swimming, track, soccer, football, baseball, you name it.
Former and current athletes here in the greater Houston area.
All promoting wellness, health. All promoting that which makes us all better.
Of Edge Radio, truth still matters.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay?
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. EdgeRadioTV.com. You are listening to and watching live on television the world's most dangerous radio show, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, with my man Angel Corona right here in the house. Now, Angel, we just finished up with a story that had a life lesson attached to it.
Yeah, definitely.
I know everybody thinks I'm some big mean guy.
The TV camera shows a big mean guy, but inside big old Ray Stevie Dog he's a nice, gentle giant. One time, let me tell you a story real quick. One time, this was years ago, but probably when I first met Stevie Ray, we were doing a radio show, and I had a flat tire, and it was about 8 o'clock at night, and Big Ray Dog over here was in his NWO New World Order shirt, probably fresh from the 90s, right? And not only does he provide the jack, he actually ends up changing my tire all within like 10 minutes. And he looks at me, he goes, "Come on, man, you don't know how to change a tire. Move out the way." Changes it real quick. The fastest tire I've ever seen changed in my life. So that's the type of guy Stevie Ray is right there.
Hey, man, I appreciate you not letting people know that I do things like that, man. We can't let everybody know that.
Yeah, now everybody's in, hey, let me call Stevie Ray. I got a flat tire.
You're my dog. You my dog. You know what I'm saying? You my dog, we go to battle together.
That's right.
That's just the way it goes, man. That's just the way I was raised, man. in the wrestling game, man, we would cut for each other. And guys that wasn't down for cutting each other, you don't mess with them. Because you got to be down for the team, baby. Every time everybody went out in that ring, it ain't about you. It's about the show. It's just like when anybody ever seen the Temptation movie. When David Ruffin wanted to be out in front of everybody and call the show David Ruffin and the Temptation. Or anybody ever seen the John Travolta movie Staying Alive? When John Travolta got the bit in the big play that was on Broadway, and the guy come down and said, "Hey, Monero, it ain't about you. It's about the show." Always about what you can do collectively. Collectively. And when you do things collectively and everybody on the same page, you can't lose. Cannot lose. But it's always that one joker that wants to,
wants to stick out.
Yeah, man, he wants the microphone and get out here and do his own dance moves. Hey, we practice these dance moves together, so, you don't want to get out and you want to do a solo. You want to be Michael Jackson.
That's right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be Tito. You want to be Michael. Well, only one Michael. So that was different. But you see Michael get out and do his thing. But then you see Michael get back in line. I've seen the Jacksons live. Michael will come back. And brother, when I tell you on stage dynamite, that was the closest thing I ever seen to on stage dynamite. An explosion about to happen. Look at this. I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about something that I'll take to my grave. And I talked with my daughter about this, who's only, 25, 26 now? I've been talking about these kind of things with her since she was a little bitty kid. And I will always tell her, I wish you could have seen the kind of entertainment that I saw as a person her age, or even younger, all the way back to when I was in junior high. We were going to concerts. Nobody shot each other. Nobody got into a fight. Everybody was there for the show, not to be seen. You sit down, you paid your money, you watch something that you're not going to be able to see anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a blessing within itself. And I always told her, if you get a chance, try to always go watch live entertainment, somebody that you like. Somebody that you like. And she's been doing that since then. And that's why I always say, it's about when you can look at people that put something together collectively, especially musicians, especially a whole band of people, and all this stuff is in the pocket that they playing. It's like, man.
It's like a big art show, right? I mean, at some point, it's like, everybody's on sync. Everything's going according to plan.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Oh, my God, man. It's beautiful. And that's what we are.
We're beautiful.
Team.
We're beautiful.
We are a team, brother. And when we bring it, nobody can. You know what? I got a hunch. I got a feeling.
What's that?
That we will blow this station up.
I like that feeling. I got the same feeling, Stevie Ray. They say, what you always say is champions know champions, right?
And game knows game.
Game knows game. We're going to put this radio on the map.
I think so. Because we're not like the Oscar De La Hoyas of the world. Okay, Oscar made a lot of money.
Yeah, he made a lot of money.
Now he wants to talk about getting back in the ring.
Don't get me wrong. I want to party all night with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, if you're listening, I want to party all night.
You want to party with Oscar?
But I do not want to see him in the ring because I feel like that will hurt any pre-thought, any history books that Oscar has done before.
You think if Oscar gets in the ring,
it's going to be a DAZN. It's going to be one of his guys, of course, because it doesn't make sense for him to fight a cross-promotion guy.
What if he fights Canelo?
That's his own guy, so that would make a lot of money. I think that would create a big, big buzz. Think about it. 2021.
Right.
Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
Oscar De La Hoya versus Canelo Alvarez.
I'll buy it.
Everybody's going to buy it.
I will buy it.
We might have to go.
Oh, most definitely.
That's just crazy right there.
I will make sure that Oscar Hines gets us our
our credentials.
Our credentials.
Our 5-star hotel.
If not, I will. You see this full Nelson?
Yeah.
See this full Nelson right here? This is what I used to put on guys that didn't act right. And they get them some real act right. I put this full Nelson on and I start to crank. That's what I should have did to that guy from junior high, but I didn't do it. So this is what we'll say for Oscar. We'll make sure that he gets us our credentials.
That's right.
So we can go out to Vegas and do what we do. You think they have it in Vegas?
I think they'll have it in Cowboy Stadium.
You think they'll?
I think because you think about it, it's 100,000+ you can fit inside that stadium.
Right.
It's centrally located for Hispanics, which is primarily your number one customer.
That's true.
I think people will fly in. There's enough hotels, enough restaurants. The only thing you can't do is you can't gamble. So maybe Vegas has De La Hoya in the pocket, but I think Arlington's a great spot for that.
But venue. See, the thing is with the zone, what those guys are working for right now, everything is such a worldwide media thing. That's how they make their money. That's how Canelo got that $360 million contract. But see what Canelo and they're trying to do the blueprint that Mayweather and his people did by fighting job guys and make them look like
promote those job guys, and then you're watching the countdown, you're watching the embedded, whatever it's called, and you actually buy into. Right. That's what was so good about Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
I mean, he had me buy into Margarito. He had you buy into what was that guy Guerrero? He had to buy into
Guerrero.
Everybody.
Come on. I mean, you go, wow, this is gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
Robert Guerrero looked like both his shoes are tied together as he's trying to chase Mayweather.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, this is a
but
gag,
every
man.
single time it was always highlighting. Well, this guy has something that Mayweather's never fought before.
Right.
This guy has something. His hand speed, his footwork, his angles. It's always changing.
Right.
So they never use the same method twice.
Canelo can't do that, man.
I think people are too smart now. They're catching on to that.
Yeah, brother.
I mean,
the template has already been drawn.
Right.
So it's like, first of all, Floyd and them pumped it up because they made him a heel.
Yeah, exactly. And Canelo is a baby face.
It don't
Look
work.
This is pro wrestling 101.
Right. I'm trying to tell people this. It don't work with a baby face. It only works with the heel.
That's right. Because people want to see the heel go down.
How many times I lived this? My brother and I with Sherry. And somebody just praying that somebody would beat us for the titles because of all the stuff we talk. I remember one time I said something like, what did I say? I know I was in Orlando, Florida. And I'm like, look what WCW is doing. They're digging people up from the grave. Like the Jason and the Argonauts movie. To come and challenge me, my brother. I remember my brother was trying to hold his laughter back.
hold his stick.
Because when we were kids, this movie, Jason and the Argonauts. And Jason, was like a movie based in the what is that?
Empire days where they
the
gladiators.
More of the Greek mythology type stuff. Jason had to go retrieve the golden fleece. And these guys on this island knew he came for it, but there's like, hey, you ain't taking the golden fleece. The golden fleece can heal, it does this, blah, blah, blah. But Jason, some kind of way, finally got it, and he trying to get away with it. And the sorcerer comes out from the three-headed hydra that Jason had killed the three-headed hydra. He takes some stuff from his insides, burns it, takes it up top of the mountain, throws the stuff out on the ground, and he starts to pray to the gods. And then up from the ground, skeletons.
All the dead bodies.
Yeah. With swords.
Oh wow!
So
that was you and your brother
warriors.
bringing back those skeletons.
That's why I said, WCW, y'all got to bring people from the grave to, because so that's what I'm talking about. People wanted to see me and my brother get beat because we had the belt so long. it was always a new competitor. And it's like, okay, they finally going to get.
And then to top that off, you guys were like out there. You guys were loud, flamboyant, skilled,
right?
Talking trash.
So that works. Now, if we're baby faces, you know what I'm saying? You don't sell it as good.
No,
people get tired of them very quick. You don't never want somebody to get tired of a baby face. You want them to get tired of a heel. So that's the same thing, that the template that they took to promote Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, and I think right now Canelo's at a standstill because he doesn't want to take a pay cut. On his contract, he's guaranteed at least $35 million.
Yes.
But with this whole pandemic going on, they want to cut it to about $15 to $17 million.
Right.
And he's saying, you know what? I'm a prize fighter. I'm not gonna settle for less. Especially if you're gonna want me to find a guy who can actually maybe give me a good run like Billy Joe Saunders. So he's saying, from what I read, that he actually wants to sit out the rest of this year and wait till everything plays out because the guy wants to get paid.
Well,
the guy understands.
I don't blame him for that. They're the ones put this contract up. I don't know what the stipulations are, as it pertains to the contract. Something like this. I don't know if anybody could ever actually predict a pandemic.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas you can't charge people to come to a stadium because no stadiums are open. Even the boxing that we're seeing right now is in an empty stadium. So how are you going to really get the money to pay?
Right. Ticket sales, concessions,
apparel.
You're talking millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. So everybody's taking a hit right now. And their money is not based on commercializing, with sponsorships and stuff like that. Their money is based on how many people watches these fights.
And that can lead to, the zone saying, hey, you know what? 2021, we have to start off big. We have to make something big. We have to do a grand fight. And that De La Hoya versus Canelo would definitely skyrocket those sales.
Especially if De La Hoya, because it's like they've been dropping little snippets about them having heat.
You got to follow the cookie crumbs.
Yeah. And if it leads to that, I don't know. We too close to the business. We're too close to the business. If it leads to that, De La Hoya doesn't go around, bro. I don't think he goes around. Not with a man like Canelo,
unless they mutually agree behind closed doors.
Right.
Let's pity pat maybe for 2-3 rounds. Turn it on around the 5th round, but hey, referee.
Right.
Don't let him hit me with the hard shot.
I think Canelo is probably tell Oscar, it don't matter, man. Go ahead and hit me as hard as you want. You can't hurt me.
You can't hurt me anyway. So
you can't hurt me no how. So after 5 rounds, I'm gonna break your rib cage. Because I don't like you no how.
And I think that's a good story because you can either make De La Hoya the good guy or make him the heel. I think either way it sells.
Right.
And I think the end result of this fight, I think De La Hoya and Canelo can be, say they, mended fences and now that they're all good,
Right. I could write it out for them.
Yeah, let's do it.
I could write it out for them and I could give them
the play-by-play, round by round, left hook, overhand.
I think I could. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, why not? If Floyd Mayweather can fight an MMA guy who looked like a 12-year-old girl that just got off the school bus with cotton bobby socks and plaid skirt, if he can have a fight with this guy and it makes them $1 zillion.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at the same thing, Angel.
Yeah, I think De La Hoya is smart by leaving these small little hints every now and then.
Right.
And then, boom, we show up 2021, Canelo versus De La Hoya. I think that would probably be the biggest fight in boxing history.
You might be close. You might be.
I think it beats. It's on the line of Pacquiao Mayweather.
I tell you what, it would be right there with Mayweather and Conor McGregor.
Because what? Floyd Mayweather,
they wouldn't have to put as much money in it to promote the fight.
Right.
Mayweather and them put $1 zillion into that thing.
And everybody got, a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
There are so many different cross promotions going on. Right. I think with this one, it's all in-house money.
It's all in-house money.
Like let's keep everything, together so we get bigger parts of the pie.
I think you're right. And I think we've called it if it happens.
Oh yeah.
We called it right here.
Oh
first,
yeah. We should.
like we usually do.
We should get a piece of that pie, De La Hoya.
You know, yeah. I think we called it. We'll promote it. De La Hoya owns a part of the Houston Dynamos, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Are they
Yeah, he
winning?
does. I don't know. Are they playing? Who watches soccer, Stevie Ray?
I don't know, man. But hey, man, we're gonna take another break, and when we get back, we're gonna answer that question, man. We're gonna answer that question. Who's watching soccer? You know, but I don't know who. EdgeRadioTV.com, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Midtown Bar and Grill, if you will. We'll be right back.
This is former Rocket Robert Reed,
This is Mel Hewitt of Athletes United.
and we want to talk to you about our new program and podcast. We're talking about former athletes who are doing a lot of things in the community.
Various athletes in various sports. Swimming, track, soccer, football, baseball, you name it.
Former and current athletes here in the greater Houston area.
All promoting wellness, health. All promoting that which makes us all better.
Of Edge Radio, truth still matters.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and you know, sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And you know, my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. You know, I tell somebody if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay,
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. EdgeRadioTV.com. You are listening to the world's most dangerous radio show. And the reason we call it dangerous is, you know, we're dangerous.
We bring it, you know?
Every day. Midtown Bar and Grill, this studio, who I personally made sure that they come to this area of Houston, Texas.
The heart of Houston, Texas.
Because this is what's going down. Let me ask you something. Cam Newton, New England Patriots, just granted a captain and just got announced as the starter.
Yeah,
Of
definitely.
the New England Patriots.
I like it.
What do you think?
I like Cam Newton. I think he's had a rough couple of years in Carolina, but the guy is electric. The guy is a superstar. I mean, he has all the attributes. He's big, he's tall, he's fast, he can throw all the ball, he can make all the runs. He knows his procedure as far as options, looking and whatnot. I think this coaching change, I think it's going to benefit him, and I think people are sleeping on the Patriots. I think Cam Newton, there's still a threat in the AFC.
Most definitely.
I mean, I don't see him digressing at all. I mean, he's not like he's up there in age. I mean, he had a couple of minor injuries that might have affected his play, but at the end of the day, Cam Newton is still a baller.
Cam Newton is the real deal. This is something else that's the real deal. Josh McDaniel.
Mm.
He will look at Cam Newton on film. He will find out what Cam Newton is good at and what he's not good at. And what Josh McDaniel is going to do is take the attributes of a Cam Newton, and those are the game plans he's going to carry into a game. I don't care what anybody says. People can talk about Bill Belichick all they want.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the offense of the New England Patriots over the last 12, 15 years, it's Josh McDaniel. I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm saying. I said it here right. I said it here first. EdgeRadioTV.com. Josh McDaniel. Josh McDaniel is going to be the successor to Bill Belichick.
And remember, Josh McDaniels was supposed to leave town. He was supposed to take the head coaching gig. I believe it was in Indianapolis. And he pulled out last minute. He said, no, I'll stay here.
They know what's up.
They
knew if Josh McDaniels left, Tom Brady is not the same quarterback without Josh McDaniel.
And definitely, I think you're on to something, because they might have had a behind-the-door conversation saying, hey, you stick here long enough, first of all, we'll take care of you financially.
Right.
And when Bill Belichick decides to leave, this will be your team.
Right.
And that's kind of what you sign up for, right? That's what you want to do. Being the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, you're like, hey, as soon as he's done, let me take over the reins.
I'm telling you,
let me win a championship by myself.
You watch the difference in Tom Brady's play in Tampa Bay than it was in New England. Watch the difference.
And you know what the funny thing about Tampa Bay and Tom Brady pairing that's going on right now? Most of Tom Brady's career, he had maybe one weapon at most. Mm-hmm. He had Randy Moss late. He had Gronkowski.
Right.
Wes Welker, Edelman, whatever.
Right.
This year, I don't know if they think he needs all the help, but this guy has a loaded supporting cast.
But
Mike Evans.
This is the difference.
Chris Godwin.
All of them.
Gronkowski.
Great receivers.
They just added Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, they just all great receivers.
Mm-hmm.
But they're in a totally different offense.
Right.
You have to realize something. Wes Walker played with the Miami Dolphins before he came to the New England Patriots. He was just a run-of-the-mill receiver. When he came to the New England Patriots, he became a superstar.
Right.
When he left the New England Patriots, he was back in Palookaville again.
He was back in Palookaville.
Okay? If you look at so many of the receivers, even Randy Moss, when he left the New England Patriots, he was back in Palookaville again. If you look at Danny Amendola, drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, went to the Rams, came to New England, became a household name, left New England, went to Miami, and I think right now he's in Detroit. Has anybody even heard Danny? Did you even know Danny Amendola
we got to send
was still in the NFL?
Yeah, we got to send a missing piece on the back of a milk tray for Amendola, because I haven't seen him.
Chris Hogan.
I haven't heard of that guy
Remember
since
him?
maybe 2 years ago. Yeah,
Chris Hogan, big name.
Right, yeah.
And a Josh McDaniel offense. Chris Hogan became a free agent. Is Chris Hogan still in the NFL? Does anybody know?
I don't know. Maybe he's signing up for the XFL.
Is anybody getting what I'm saying right now? These guys are great in the New England Josh McDaniel offense because everything is about a first read offense.
Mm-hmm.
That is why it's so hard to sack Tom Brady.
Yep, the ball flies out of his hand really quick.
Because it's a first read. It's not scan the field and then look for the option guy. 90% of the time, first read, quick running back, running an out route.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Now, in Tampa Bay, you don't have the little quick receivers.
Mm-mm.
Okay? These are all deep threat guys.
Yep.
Okay, the one thing that people didn't notice last year, but I've noticed for the last 2 years, and this is what people have been talking about when it comes to Tom Brady. What did people start doing for the last couple of years with Tom Brady? They started going one-on-one with the receivers. You draft people that can cover.
Mm-hmm. So man-to-man coverage.
Man.
Yep.
And they're doing cover zero, which everybody goes for the quarterback except for the people holding each guy because that means you have to keep your running backs in to help with the blocking sometimes, which takes them out of the play. The worst thing you can do against a Josh McDaniel offense is drop 8, rush 3 or 4. Because there's always somebody open in a certain area.
Right. There's always a small hole somewhere.
Right. Because you don't have time to cover it because it's coming out as soon. Even if you right there, the guy still catches the ball. You know what I'm saying? You right there to hit him. Guy still catches the ball, which moves the chain. You ever notice New England hardly ever goes deep? You ever notice that? Because that takes too much time. People can get to the quarterback. Now, I want to see him be able to do that same thing when you're not calling the plays. Josh McDaniel is calling the plays because Josh McDaniel is a genius when it comes to situational. What is the best play at this time, this part of the field against this defense? Everybody think it's Tom Brady. It wasn't. Josh McDaniel.
And then another thing to tie into that, Tom Brady's in a much, much deeper and harder division. I mean, those games are going to be, fought tooth and nail.
First game.
I mean, you don't have the Miami Dolphins twice a year. You don't have the Jets twice a year. Buffalo just became relevant maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. So Tom Brady's had it, I wouldn't say easy, but he's had the yellow brick road route.
You've been in the easiest division forever.
And now he's going to be,
now
fighting.
You're in a division with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
The New Orleans Saints. The Carolina Panthers.
All teams that, they could potentially win the division.
All teams that can potentially go to the Super Bowl. Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Ryan, ex-MVP, right?
They still got Julio. You got, Calvin Ridley. They just signed Todd Gurley.
Yes.
We'll see how Todd Gurley knee holds up, but that's always a plus.
Carolina's
looking good. They got Teddy Bridgewater.
Not
Christian
only
McCaffrey.
that, they got Joe Brady, who came from where? New Orleans. Who went where? LSU. Who turned a nothing into a what? Heisman Trophy.
Right.
Ain't no punks over here, bro.
No.
Ain't no gimmies. Where even when you don't have a good team, you can out-coach them.
Right. Or even when you have a bad game, you can still win the game because the team is not as good as far as talent pool.
Nah, bro.
So you think over or under the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win 7 games?
I don't think Brady makes it through the season.
Early retirement for Brady?
I think Brady makes 7 to 8 games before he's chronically put on the sideline.
Who's the backup quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I don't know who.
Oh, he's going to have to play this year because I don't think Brady's making it out of all 16 games.
These teams got great defenses, all of them. And all of them are used to shootouts.
Yep.
And that's why I would always tell people when I'm talking about football, New England has great coaching, even when teams are, remember a couple of years ago when they were playing Jacksonville, and Jacksonville really had them down. And Jacksonville coaching, get off the gas, get off the brake, get off the gas in the second half.
That reminds me of the Texans. Oh, don't bring back that memory.
And Tom Brady, and the thing was, they also had a team of guys that wasn't all on the same page.
Right.
Y'all not used to winning. And it caught up with you when they least expected it. And they were clearly a better team than the New England Patriots that year. I mean, just clearly. But you don't know when the chips are down.
When the lights shine the brightest. Yeah.
That's what got you. Now they're all fussing with each other and
pointing the
at
finger.
Each other. Yeah, and all that
acting
kind
like
of stuff.
it's a WWE.
Then the next year they fall apart.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the intestinal fortitude to be a champion. It's more than talent. It's a mindset. It's not an accident that the same teams are good all the time.
Nope.
Not an accident. In any sport. Because they have a winning mentality. Some people are just getting to the game. I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah. I'm glad to put on my jersey, take my cool picture, get about 1 million likes on Instagram, and I'm good to get my paycheck.
Yeah. The Antonio Browns of the world. squabbling with the baby mama kids.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
in the
man.
driveway, and everybody's watching. I mean, you kidding me? And you're proud of that. You didn't want to know why nobody wants you on their team. All the talent in the world.
Right.
But that's what I'm talking about. Winning in a team sport, it's about the team. How much do you have to give the team? And if you're not there to give it everything, bro.
You know, if I was a head coach in any sport, any division, collegiate, professional, I would record what you just said. Actually, I would have them fly you to their establishment, and you'll give them a pep talk.
Yes.
You get those guys ready to go to war.
Yes.
Get those guys ready to sweat, bleed, and cry. Stevie Ray needs to be a motivational speaker to these teams, and I guarantee you they'll have success. Guarantee you.
Hey, brother, like I said, it's about the show. It's about the game. It's about the team. And if you're not down with that, then you're not down, brother. You're not down to be a winner.
That's right.
Anybody can talk about individual type success. Anybody can talk about that. But, man, when you put that ring up and shows all that hard work that you went out there and got it done, nobody can ever take that away, bro.
Nope.
And you didn't do it because somebody was sitting at the bus stop. You did it because everybody bought into what's going on. That's why Alabama, people can say what they want about Alabama, but Nick Saban builds, he only wants people with character.
Mm-hmm.
Character.
I mean, that place is just like a junior academy.
But what I'm saying is this. We live in a country of 340 million people. A zillion of them know how to play football.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me only the good ones go to Nick? No. I just know what to do with this kind of talent, and you don't. It's that simple. Because over here, and Nick Saban and Belichick, all buddies from the same game,
Mm-hmm.
you notice how that works?
Yeah.
I don't care if I got a quarterback who ain't a Heisman Trophy candidate. I don't care. Because these plays that we won, because I know you better than you know your own team, and I'm going to put my team in position to win. And you're going to give up. At halftime, you already done. Most of the team already done.
Right, yeah. Most of them don't even want to come back out.
Right. Because I could have sworn I studied that play.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, when they ran that play, I'm in the wrong position, and the guy just ran by me. So what did he do? It's one thing to have great athletes. It's another thing to have great execution. And that is where I was talking about when it came to Josh McDaniels. He doesn't have to have the greatest athletes to make the sticks move. It's about executing. Can you get out here and execute this play? Because in practice, we're going to run it 35 times from 15 different formations. Can you remember it? If you can remember it, you get to play. If you don't remember it, you
Sit
get
down.
cut. It's that simple. It's more intellect. And that's when Tom Brady became, if you look at Tom Brady, man, he's not the most gifted quarterback in the world, but you ever notice every time somebody played in the Patriots offense, they did pretty good? You ever notice that?
Yeah, definitely.
Brian Hoyer?
Was it Brissett? Brissett lit up the Texans one time as
Right.
well. Jacoby
Starting
Brissett.
job.
Yeah.
You got all these guys that played in that offense got starting jobs somewhere else. That's not an accident. I'm sorry. Because Josh McDaniels, I'm going to show you how to play quarterback. Don't worry. Now, when you go somewhere else, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you hit that first read, he should be open. So that's why I'm saying Tom Brady, with those old 43-year-old slow legs, and somebody doing cover zero, and you ain't got enough protection, and the man is moving 4.5 seconds, and he weighs 275 pounds, and he gets the right angle on you, in the words of the late, great Deacon Jones, yes, he should go to the hospital. Because I'm trying to put him on the critical list. That's real talk. And ladies and gentlemen, EdgeRadioTV.com, right here, Midtown Bar and Grill. You can come by and holler at your boy and get something to eat at the same time. We'll be right back.
This is former Rocket Robert Reed.
This is Mel Hewlett of Athletes United.
And we want to talk to you about our new program and podcast. We're talking about former athletes who are doing a lot of things in the community.
Various athletes in various sports. Swimming, track, soccer, football, baseball, you name it.
Former and current athletes here in the greater Houston area.
All promoting wellness, health. All promoting that which makes us all better.
Of Edge Radio, truth still matters.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back right here, EdgeRadioTV.com. You are listening to the world's most dangerous radio show. I'm Stevie Ray, and I'm here with my partner in crime, Mr. Angel Corona. Angel, the Houston Rockets.
The Houston Rockets.
The
right?
Los Angeles Lakers. Brother, we had a walkout last week. Now they're back at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Is everybody focused?
You know what? I think everybody is focused, and I think that those 2-3 days, however long they paused the gameplay, I think that was beneficial to a lot of people. I think it cleared a lot of their minds. I think it kind of rested their bodies. A lot of people were talking about how mentally it was just so frustrating being in this bubble. So I think that frustration, kind of venting it out, talking to other peers, kind of getting out there, I think that helped out a lot. And I definitely think that now we're going to get the best basketball. I think the Rockets and the Lakers, whoever wins this round, to me, I think wins the championship.
You think so?
I think so. Because I think if, from a Rockets standpoint, if they beat the Los Angeles Lakers, who are considered to be the absolute favorite from the very beginning, and they've held their way all throughout, if they beat them, their confidence is through the roof. Now, it is up to, Coach D'Antoni to make sure that confidence stays. Don't get cocky, but continue that confidence in the future rounds. But yeah, I definitely think the winner of this beats the Clippers and beats whoever comes out of the East.
Now the Clippers, they looked good the other night.
Yeah, they did.
They looked good. What was that, last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked great, man. But, I think their opponents were very, very tired, man.
I mean, they just fought a Game 7.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to happen, with tonight with the Los Angeles Lakers and the Rockets. I mean, we just came off of Game 7.
Very
Lakers,
emotional.
You're right. Yeah, very last minute.
Right.
The Rockets, James Harden didn't play very hot.
Right.
But that's once in a blue moon. I definitely think tonight.
Well, then I'm looking
out.
at Tony Kornhauser, who should be banned from television. As far
that
as
guy.
I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
that guy needs.
I'm burying everyone on this show. You need to be buried. Tony Kornhauser, Skip Bayless, these guys. I'm sorry, television has passed you by, And I think we need some younger guys out there talking about the sport.
And I think if they have a problem with that, they can knock on old Stevie Ray's door.
Yeah, please.
And we'll see what goes from there.
And these guys say some of those. James Harden, he's the guy. He's got to have a big game in the 7th game. Based on what? What ball did you ever dribble? What ball? What ball did you ever catch? What ball did you ever pitch? None. And to say stuff like that, sports is not like that. Sports, a lot of times, is organic. Goes back to what we were just talking about. Okay, I didn't have a big game. It could be fatigue. It could be what the other team is doing. But you just can't turn it on and turn it off because some geezer
some guy who can't even shoot a layup properly
is in a studio
he
somewhere.
Probably can't even walk and chew gum at the same time, Stevie Ray.
And you want to say, James Harden, if you're a superstar, if you're the guy, the MVP, you got to do it. No, if you're going to put it in that context, you have to do it every single solitary night. Everybody's not built. An athlete uses his body.
Right. They're not machines. I mean, they're human
machines.
beings. And you said James Harden had a terrible game. He even said it on national television.
Yes.
He said, I played like fill in the blank.
Right.
But what did he do? He made that play. He made that block in that last minute. And that's why he was so pumped up.
Right.
People are, why was he cursing? No. When you play like that and you make that game-saving block, guess what? That erases the entire bad game that you had.
Exactly.
Because you did something for your team to win the game.
That's right.
And that's something that you don't do all the time.
That's right.
So kudos to James Harden.
Kudos to James
for having a bad game, but sticking with it and making that. Not only did he make the block, but he was very agile. He was like a cat.
But for someone to.
And he bounced up and dodged that ball.
Left-handed. For someone to just say you can just turn it on and off because it's a Game 7, then you should be able to do it every night, the same exact thing. It don't work like that, Tony Kornheiser. You imbecile, as far as I'm concerned. It don't work like that.
No, you can't just push a button. You can't just push a button.
Man, Kyle said, let's go Milwaukee Bucks. Well, I tell you what, Kyle. I'll tell you this. Under Tekupo need to get off his butt and bring it. Now, I think the Bucks just met. Yeah, I like the Bucks myself, but they're just in a bad matchup.
Yeah,
and
then not only that,
matchup with this team that has gotten very good in this bubble.
Right. Exactly. The Miami Heat have not lost a game in the playoffs so far. I mean, they're hot. Jimmy Butler, Houston's own.
Right.
Jimmy Butler is just he's in a different mode right now. This guy is just, out to get buckets.
I mean, I'm like
Jimmy buckets.
It's like without that home field advantage right now, that home court advantage, they have run into the wrong team at the wrong time. That's just my feeling.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen the Heat play like this since LeBron James first got there. Their defense is extraordinary. This team is playing, man. And I know what my man Kyle is saying, but man, the Bucks could be in trouble if they
I mean, everybody had the Bucks winning in the series, and I think they still will win the series. But I think they're in for a dogfight. I think Miami is gonna really punch them in the mouth, and they're either gonna respond or they're gonna get ran over.
Now guys are talking about that last play when he touched Jimmy Butler. I'm like this: if it boils down to that, as to why you lost the game.
You shouldn't have put yourself in that position.
Yeah, you put yourself in a bad position, man. A very bad position against a very good team. A team that's on the rise and starting to get the kind of confidence now. You bring a guy like that and he steals that kind of confidence in everybody else.
Yeah, and a bunch of young guys out there just shooting the ball.
That's tough to deal with, bro. So I want to see the Bucks. I don't want to see them get swept. I want to see this thing go 7 games. I want to see all of them go 7 games, man. I'm serious.
You want them to show up to the NBA Finals just completely. Everybody go to war.
I'm just so into sports being back right now. I don't want to see anybody just take it out real quick and stuff like that because of the bubble. Because of the bubble, this is one thing. How many times you have seen a team have to go 7 games and another team went 4
well
games,
rested, right? Yeah,
and they are rested, but the team that went 7 games got an advantage because they didn't lose anything.
Right.
But in the bubble, it's not like that. It's totally different. I'm sitting at home just waiting. I'm sitting at home waiting for you to come out your hotel room. I'm not waiting for you to get on an airplane and fly. We got to get that rhythm back.
Yeah.
No, brother, we still out here practicing in the same place.
I can go downstairs and shoot some hoops, maybe practice some free throws.
So everything inverted right now.
Yeah. And I think the travel definitely helps these players as far as on their legs and, deal with the jet. I mean, you know about this.
Yeah.
You traveled all around the world, touched every continent. Besides Antarctica, but I mean that travel has a fatigue on your body.
Yes,
especially imagine going playing basketball. As soon as the game's done, hey guys, shower. We'll give you an hour. Boom, we're gonna head out.
Right,
and then you're sleeping at whatever time you can.
Whatever, and the flight might get there to 3 o'clock in the morning, stuff like that.
So you're sleeping, waking up, sleeping. I mean, it's just a fatigue situation. And now, they just play basketball, go up to their 5-star hotel and hang out, go to sleep, do whatever they got to do.
Right.
Do it all over again. And so I think that's why we're getting such great basketball play from everybody. Right. I think outside that game, was it Game 5 when the Rockets blew out the Thunder, there hasn't been much bad basketball.
No, you're right. And if you like the game last night with the Clippers, I think that was more fatigue. Mm-hmm. And not only that, the Clippers were on, and both their superstars were on last night. So, they were just tailor-made for what happened last night. Just tailor-made for it. But, man, I'm excited, man. Football starts next week.
Oh, man. I'm super excited for football. I mean, that's
next week.
That is the number one thing I'm looking forward to out of this pandemic, out of this whole situation.
Now, we might be doing a live show.
Ooh, the rumors are true.
We might be doing a live show out on the patio.
Out here in Midtown.
Out here in
Midtown doing a live show.
Yes.
Rocking and rolling.
I'm telling you right now.
Monday Night Football.
Yes. Woo. Or either Thursday.
Or Thursday. Either one.
It might be going down in Midtown.
There you go. I like that. Has a good ring to it.
Do you hear me?
Might be going down in Midtown. There we go.
Yes. On the patio.
On the patio. Put a jukebox out there.
Yeah.
Get some good food. Get some good drinks.
We'll show these people what's really going on.
Definitely. Put the game on.
Well, the thing is, what I was thinking about, what I was talking about with Oscar, sometimes Oscar doesn't want to listen, man. So I have to really.
You got to put him in a chokehold for a little bit.
Show him what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? He's such a driven person.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I proposed: a happy hour from 5 to 7.
I like happy hours.
It's over when the game comes on. People just watch the game. We're not really
right because no one wants to listen. To us to chop it up while the game's going on. I mean, we're good, but but sometimes people want to watch football.
Right, and I think it'll work. 5 to 7, happy hour, right here, Midtown Bar and Grill. We promote that. Stevie Ray and Angel Corona.
And what did Oscar Hines say?
He liked it.
Smart
Fortunately, he liked it.
Smart man.
He liked it. We can get a couple of sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Corona.
There we go. Let's hit up Corona.
Coca-Cola. Budweiser. They got budgets for things like this.
Right, yeah.
I'm a minority. You're a minority.
That's right.
But when we get through with them, we're going to be a majority.
Majority owner.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We will turn this mother out. We got the right producers.
Yeah, we do.
You on board with us? Hey, brother, it ain't but one way to do it. It ain't but one way to do it. Now, you tell me we will have Midtown rocking, baby. I'm talking about rocking. It's going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones, dog.
Ooh.
It's going to be on. And if they, Mel Keith. Hey, what's up, Mel? What's going on? In the mountains of South Carolina. He's hiking in North Carolina, South Carolina. Well, better you than me. I don't want no
Be
grizzly.
careful. Yeah, be careful for those mountain lions.
Yeah, I don't want
those
no mountain
grizzlies
lions,
just
grizzly
hanging out there,
chasing me.
being hungry.
I already got chased off an island.
That's their happy hour.
Exactly. I already got chased off an island. I don't want to get chased off a mountain.
No, sir. I'd rather be right here in Midtown.
Oh, I'll be right here in Midtown, man. Hey, I think we can make it happen, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, this is a good,
we gotta take
beautiful
advantage of this
area.
stuff.
Yeah, this is a good area. I mean, people around here like to do happy hours. They like to hang out and have fun. We get the right setup, the right TVs.
Yeah,
put the lights on, and Big Stevie Ray, he knows what to do.
Hey, brother, there'll be people here. My only thing we have to do is promote it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
We social media it the right way. We do it live the right way. And I'm telling you right now, this would be the place to be on a Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
We have them standing in line, bro.
Yeah, that's right. We have the parking lot, like, backed up, people parking on the streets.
Yeah.
Have
it backed up. That's what I'm talking about. Now, that is what I proposed. But I haven't heard anything since. So what do you think? What do you think Oscar's thinking?
I think we got to send Oscar an email or a memo or something to make sure we put on there urgent, because football's coming up. And we got Thursday Night Football starting with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans.
Yeah. Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans, we haven't talked about the Houston Texans.
Man, I'm still stinging. I'm still stinging from last year's playoff. I mean, we were up, Stevie Ray. We were up. I was gonna book my flight to go to Tennessee, Stevie Ray, so I can see the AFC Championship game.
Right.
Because I thought they were gonna, play. And guess what?
What?
They lost. Not only did they lose, they had the lead, but they were playing to lose, if that makes any sense.
If you remember that game, the same way they got the lead is the same way they gave the lead away. A big interception, a big kick return, and a fumble. That's how they got the big lead, and then all of a sudden they do the same thing. This is what it boils down to. I've been saying this for the last few years, all the way when we was on the other radio station. I am not sold on Bill O'Brien, bro. Because I think they lost that game not because of talent.
No.
They lost that game because of coaching.
Right, yeah. I mean, definitely. There was definitely some coaching errors there. And not only was it lack of coaching
I'm
for
talking
us.
About defense and offense.
Yeah, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs coaches knew exactly how we would react, and boom, counterpunch. Boom, counterpunch. I mean, we were doing fake punts.
Right.
Fake punts.
And
when you have a 21-point lead.
And 49, Sorensen. If you look at Sorensen on that play out there, I remember talking with my friends about this. That guy knew the play before they even ran it. They put the camera on him. And Sorensen watched the Texan guy walk this way. Then he watched him walk this way. Then he watched him walk back. He's like, please don't tell me y'all finna try to fake punt on me. And as soon as they snapped the ball, he zeroed the guy. And I was like, maybe they didn't have an audible to come out of that. They should have punted the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
Because what I'm talking about on that play, put them in field position, boom, they scored right after.
Or even if you just kill some clock, that would help out a lot. I mean, because you would have probably eliminated maybe one touchdown.
What you did was you gave them momentum.
Yeah. You gave them confidence. You're like, okay, we're back in this fight.
Half to fail with this guy quarterback, which gave us a touchdown. Then boom, we right back in it.
Yep.
The interception and doing the kickoff, the guy runs the kickoff 60-some yards back. They right back in it. Boom. It's a tie game now.
So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of coaching mindset the Houston Texans have this Thursday. Are they going to kind of be more conservative, or are they going to go straight for the punch?
Let me ask you something. The running backs, David Johnson, they brought him in from the Cardinals. How do you let Carlos Hyde go? How do you do that?
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, Carlos Hyde was brought in to fill in Lamar Miller, and he did an exceptional job. The guy did everything you could possibly ask for.
Running, and blocking.
Yeah, and people thought Duke Johnson was going to be our actual savior for the backfield, but it was actually Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I mean, I don't get the whole trade, in my opinion. I mean, I know it was over some money, and maybe DeAndre Hopkins and Bill O'Brien didn't, see eye to eye. But when you have a talent like that, you make it work. Regardless, you make it work.
Two of the biggest offensive threats last year are gone now. One guy, arguably top 3 in his position in the league. That's 1,700 people in the league. And you're mentioned in the elite. And then you want to talk about the conversation I had with you reminds me of the conversation I had with Aaron Hernandez. What, this man's a murderer now?
Goodness
a schizophrenic?
Gracious. Yeah, I know. Bill O'Brien is just something else.
I mean, really? Well, it's kind of uncomfortable. They say with his baby's mama coming around.
He kept bringing his baby mama around practice.
Who cares? She ain't playing. What is she asking for, diaper money?
I know, right?
While he's on the field practicing? Andre, they can't make diaper. I mean, what's going on, bro?
What's so distracting from having a baby mama at practice? Even if there's 2 or 3.
Even if there's 6 or 7. They can't come on the field? Why are you worried about them?
Yeah, don't you got to be like doing some coaching or
Yeah,
doing some
don't you
type
should be
of?
writing up
You
a
got to be
play?
like leading an organization because he's a GM apparently,
Right?
And leading some. Yeah,
that coup that he put on, that coup d'état that he put on. Yeah, that's what that was. Inverted coup d'état. That's what he did. He waited for the old man to die. And I hate to put the things in this context, but he knew the man was terminally ill.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have long. So I'm going to get into the son's ear.
Mm-hmm.
And then when, because the old man was like, oh, no. The old man dies. What is he? Gets in the son's ear. Now we don't need a GM. Are you kidding me?
And what the sad part about all this is, Stevie Ray, is unless we go like maybe 3-13,
right?
Then he's going to be stuck in this position. He's going to keep this job because I think at worst we're still a 7-8 game winning team, which is going to keep him in line to have that job continuously, unless we just like completely wheels fall off. Win 2 games, win 3 games, then change will happen. So as a fan, I'm not saying I want us to win 2 or 3 games, but at the same time, I don't want Bill O'Brien driving that truck for not much longer.
I've been saying it for quite some time. Nobody listened to me. I have nothing against Bill O'Brien. I just believe he's in over his head when it comes to certain situations that he's never had to deal with before. Being a head coach, it's not in the NFL. Man, you can't bring personal feelings into things like this. That's why certain guys have been coaching for long periods of time. Like the Bill Belichick's of the world, or the Mike Tomlins of the world, or the my man with the Kansas City Chiefs,
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. These guys have been around for long periods of time. Andy Reid brought Michael Vick off the streets after he got out of prison. Because he said, I think I can help this young man. He didn't look at him and go, he's a lost cause. Because he's fighting dogs. He had the dog fighting ring and blah, blah, blah. I don't think Bill O'Brien can relate to that kind of stuff, bro. I swear. And if you can't relate to that, you got to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And instill confidence in young people. Not take it away from them. Because now, if you get rid of Carlos Hyde, you don't bring him back, and you don't bring DeAndre Hopkins back, so on and so forth, how do I really feel about you as a player? Now I feel like I got a halo over me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like you got a target on your back
right.
if you don't act a certain way.
And you really don't care about me.
Right.
I really don't have that closeness.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. From a player's perspective, if you're on that team and you see potentially the best player on that team leave because, A, the coach didn't like him, that to me doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
I mean, he blames it on money, contract talks, whatever. But you can always figure that out later.
Couldn't afford him. Yeah, whatever. And you get a David Johnson who hasn't played in the last 2 years. But anyway, be that as it may, we're going to have to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. This is EdgeRadioTV.com. We are right here, Midtown Bar and Grill, and we are laying it down, and we'll be back.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters. The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay,
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. EdgeRadioTV.com. I am Stevie Ray, and you are listening to the world's most dangerous radio station, along with my buddy, partner in crime, Mr. Angel Corona, and we were just discussing the Houston Texans and Bill O'Brien. And next week, Thursday night football. We got 2 games next Thursday, right?
Do we?
Is it 2?
I want to say it's just
I
the
thought
Texans
it was one
versus
early
the
and
Chiefs.
one late.
I'll double check that for you.
Maybe they're not doing it this year because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean they're still playing in stadiums, but
yeah, but see, usually
it's going to be an empty house.
Every Thursday game starts with 2 games.
I know they typically have that Hall of Fame game.
No, that's during the summertime. They would start out with 2 games. Maybe.
No,
every Thursday it'd be a West Coast game and an East Coast game.
Well, it's showing only one game, Thursday night, 7:20 p.m.
They're probably not doing it this year then, because one game
there's two games on Monday night.
Oh, okay.
So you got the Steelers at the New York Giants, and then you got the Titans at the Broncos.
Okay.
So they may have switched it up this year.
Maybe
doing 2 on Monday instead of 2 on Thursday.
But hey, I don't care if they got one game the whole weekend,
right?
Man,
tuning in, watching all the commercials.
You know what I had to do?
What's that?
A couple of weeks ago, I had to watch the Indy 500 with no fans.
You were telling me about that. Yeah. How'd you feel about that?
I hated it.
Did you hate it because you weren't there in person, or just because it was just not the same feeling as far as the audience? I wouldn't want to be there in person unless somebody else is going to be there with me. You wouldn't want to be the only person in the stands?
Hell no.
I would.
No,
think about
man.
it. The restroom breaks are easy. The beer breaks are easy. I mean.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never had to sit in the audience at the Indy 500.
You get that VIP status. You got that Stevie Ray status.
Come on, brother. Come on, man. If I got to sit in the audience, I might as well stay at home and watch it on television.
Well, us normal people like me, like peasants, we gotta sit. We gotta sit in the audience, Stevie Ray.
No, man. I sit in the audience once.
I'm sure it feels weird for you.
When I was watching the Grand Prix, one of the United States Grand Prix that they had there. This is like 2001 or 2002. Where the Formula One cars come over from Europe and they race there. And it was cold. And it started raining a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute, baby. Wait a minute. Ray Dog is not for the elements, man. What the heck is really going on, man? But you got to realize this is a Formula One.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, man. And the VIP boxes and all that are bought up by billionaires.
Yeah, definitely.
So I had to sit out there with the regular people.
You're a regular person for
would have been cool
for a little bit. Maybe you're just not. Maybe Stevie Ray's not built for the regular audience, because if it rains on you like that's just a sign.
But it was cold.
That too.
I'm like, wait a minute, man. Don't supposed to be cold when I'm watching race cars. Come on, man. So I'm like, okay. It was good to be there for the first US 500. That it was the first one that they had at the Indianapolis 500 track, and it was it was an honor to be there. And my buddy Lee Beard, set up everything. Had a great time though.
Mm-hmm.
It was just cold. It turned cold though. I don't know if some kind of cold front came in, but that race, the Indy 500 is usually in May for Memorial Day weekend. The Formula One race, when it comes to the United States, is usually September, October, something like that. So in that part of the country, which is the Midwest, it could be kind of cool. Whereas here, we still got 80-some degree weather. And now they do that same Formula One race in Austin, Texas, at the new track that they built there. So I guess it's a little better. They're going to come that late in the year. You got to pretty much go somewhere where
it's
the
not going to be freezing cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but other than that, man, every time I've been there, I'm down on the track. I'm up in the pagoda. I'm in somebody's private suites. And that's a fun time. Man.
Yeah.
All the alcohol and food.
Yeah, and you get to see everything up close and personal. I mean,
man, you just look right out right here.
And it's all on someone else's dime.
And, I don't know who died, but it ain't your boys. It ain't your boys' dime. You just see the cars going woof.
Yeah. You probably smell the rubber, smell the speed.
Brother, I'm going to tell you something. It's nothing like watching auto racing live. You can watch it on TV forever. Until you go to an event and see it live. If you do, you are hooked. It is an adrenaline rush like nothing else. I've been watching football. Hell, I played football. I've sit in the stands from high school, college, whatever.
Right.
And that's exciting. But, going to the stadium here to watch a basketball game, I've been watching that since I was a kid. I used to watch the Rockets and Calvin Murphy and those guys when I was a kid, man. And watch the Oilers back in the day when I was a kid. I mean, this is when I was junior high, back in those days, we went to concerts by ourselves. Kids! Can you imagine? I used to tell my daughter this. I can't imagine you even being out of my eyesight.
Right, yeah.
Me and my little friends, when we were in elementary school, would know how to ride the bus all the way downtown to watch Houston professional wrestling.
Wow.
And Paul Bosch. Now, it might be one older kid with us.
Yeah, kind of being the supervisor of the group.
But I think about it now, and I'm like,
yeah, someone should call CPS. Yeah, nowadays that won't fly. I think you have to be like 16 or something,
right,
to go into one of these venues. But
so it was like a concert coming to town.
Yeah,
we save our money,
right? All the dimes and nickels.
Yeah, and we get us a cheap ticket, and we're in junior high or something. We go watch whoever's performing. So that became so routine, if you see what I'm saying. Seeing the best groups in the world perform, the best singers in the world perform, even the rodeo. We go to the rodeo and somebody, similar to how it is now. And, was certain, they always had a night for us. They always had a Tejano night and stuff like that. And that was great, man. That was great. Nowadays, it's totally different, man. But I'm just saying, as kids, we got to experience a lot of things that kids today just can't do, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless they got somebody grown with
watching over them, looking at them.
I mean, people are just afraid for their kids to be somewhere alone now because everything is so prevalent today. I mean, with this, trafficking, what I'm saying, human trafficking and all this kind of stuff going on nowadays. I mean, yeah, you know what? My mother, God rest her soul, I don't think she ever had any trepidations. She's probably like, I'm glad you're gone. Get out.
Just come back. Just come back when the food's ready and the lights are off. Yeah.
Well, even when we was outside playing in the neighborhood, you had to be home before the street lights come.
Yeah.
As long as your street lights come, we didn't have phones and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm over at somebody's house or something like that. No, you got to be home before the street lights come on. And if the street lights, come on, your mom might be mad or something like that, but nothing.
She'll get over it.
Yeah, nothing, really.
As long as you go to school the next day
or something like that. But that's the thing; they didn't want you out too late. You know what I'm saying? You finish your homework. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, mom, can I go out and play? Yeah, you go out and play. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of structured and stuff like that back then.
Yeah.
Now I don't even know if parents even. I don't know, man. This is just.
I was actually part of that. I mean, we're not the same age, but I was actually part of that group where I would go out, play, and lights came on. Boom, you got to go home. And there was probably about a good 5 to 10 of us rolling deep. I have 4 brothers, and I'm the youngest, so we definitely did all that. Our childhood was just like that. You know, going to someone's friend, go play basketball, go do something.
Right.
I didn't have a phone as well. Maybe until I was like in senior year.
Right.
But by then, you're kind of just doing other things. But yeah, like growing up, there was a park right across the street. There was a school across the street.
Right.
And everybody lived in that same apartment complex, and we all just hung out. Had fun, did our thing, and then boom, whenever lights came on, you hear people's mom calling, "Hey, David, hey, Angel, hey,"
Right.
So that to me, it's a missing element, but I get the other side to it too. I mean, there's a bunch of weird stuff going on today. Like, if something were to happen to your kid, like, you would feel guilty,
right,
and you would feel like that's your fault.
I remember my brother. These people come through the neighborhood. And they recruit little kids like my brother. Now I'm thinking about these things now, like how people could have been, stolen.
Something could have happened wrong.
And what they were doing, my brother and a couple of his little friends, they take them and put them on a corner and give them a box of
candy.
No.
Oh.
Flowers.
What?
Yeah, flowers. And they're sitting there selling them on the corner. And people, how much? Oh, it's $1, and blah, blah, blah. And then these people, they recruited all these little kids and put them on different corners.
Oh, man, they're pimping them out.
Yeah, straight up pimping them out like crazy. And my mom is looking for my brother. And I can't remember how, I don't know if we told her or something. Oh, we're kids.
Yeah.
We don't know. We're ignorant, towards certain things. We don't see bad in people and things.
He's out there making money, Mom.
Yeah, he on the corner selling some flowers, cheap. I don't even know if they were real.
Right, they're probably fake.
I don't know.
Probably rotten flowers falling apart. All they got is a stem.
I can't remember, man. It was. I just thought about this, thinking about it right now. My mom gets in the car, and she goes find what corner is it on. Took the money, took the flowers, made him get in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Is this Booker?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Booker was a flower boy? Man, Booker's going to be mad he told this story. Hey, dog, why you tell everybody I was selling flowers for $1, dog?
He was a little kid. He didn't know. We didn't either. Like I said, we didn't see no harm in it. Hey, man, he got good looking.
Did he get paid from it? Or did he have to give all the money back to that guy?
No. My mom took the money and everything. Took the flowers and everything. And, my mom carried a pistol, man. I'm straight off the corner, man. When your mom carried a pistol,
something's about to pop off.
The guy ain't coming back and get the, she told the guy, hey, you want it, you come get it. You know what I'm saying? The guy was like, hey, don't pick that kid up anymore, man. His mom's crazy, I mean,
man.
But this is a true story, man. But just think about that today.
This was down in South Park, huh?
Yeah. Just think about that today. I don't know what they took. I don't know what they took my brother now. They took I know they was on a corner somewhere.
Oh man.
You know how you see little kids today,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I said
they raising money for
right.
their baseball team,
Yeah.
football team, or something like that. So they was using that psychology.
Mm-hmm. But just alone on the corner.
Yeah, and then they would take another kid,
put him somewhere else. Yeah,
take another.
I'm
kid.
sure they would pay him maybe like I mean.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
they gave him
some, but they took majority of the pie.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You ain't put up nothing but the time.
Say, hey, come back tomorrow, and you'll earn an extra $1.
Yeah, I mean you got to realize.
I wonder how long did Booker do this?
He did a couple of days.
He probably going to work, going to school, going all tired, taking a nap in history class.
No, it was in summertime.
Oh, it was summertime. Okay.
Summertime. So he's still in elementary school. He's still
man.
a little guy at the time. So you can't have a big kid doing it. You gotta have like a little kid.
Yeah.
Kids
because the big kid would just take all the money.
Well, probably.
And probably give the flowers to his girlfriend.
I don't know. Back then we were very honest. Very honest.
Yeah.
Whatever you got, you could have just dropped it and ran off. They never knew. But hey, man, back in those times, man, it was, hey, man.
Were they at least roses?
Somebody has promised me, I'll give you $5, depending on how much you make. You make whatever, $3 or $2 or whatever. If you sell this stuff, well, hey, man, you've been taught to be loyal. You do a job.
Yeah,
you do a job.
Definitely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he didn't know any better, but man, my mom was hot. I mean, she was steaming, man, because we didn't know why. Like, hey, he went with these people. These people who? Oh, some white people.
Hey, I bet you Booker sold the hell out of those flowers, though. I guarantee you he did.
He probably did, man. I think he did.
He's probably hustling out there, running by the cars. Hey, come on, here you go. Probably getting tips left and right.
He probably was. I mean, I'm just thinking about it right now. I haven't thought about this in a zillion years, man. I haven't thought about this, but just for what we were just talking about. And man, I remember my mom going to get a gun and jumped in our Chevrolet Impala that we had at the time.
So you guys just hopped in the back seat trying to see what happened, or
I don't think I went.
She probably just took off by herself.
I think my sister went.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be around my mother when she's mad, man. So I don't think I went. They found him though. I don't know exactly what corner he was on, but they found him, brother. And
we gotta relive that moment. We gotta put Booker back on that corner street, maybe with some red roses. They won't be for $1 though. They won't be for $1.
I think it was red roses. I think that's exactly what it was.
Oh man,
it couldn't have been petunias or something.
No, it couldn't have been tulips or daisies, and that's boring stuff. You need red roses.
It was red roses.
Yeah,
I think you're right, man. Golly, I forgot all about that. But man, my mom was so mad, boy. Don't you ever. I mean, he got the scolding of his life. He's the youngest in the family.
Yeah.
Don't you ever, and these people, I remember those people wanted their flowers and stuff back.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, you.
Keeping it.
Yeah. She'd have jacked the flowers and everything, man. I'm like, golly, bro.
You think those people are still in business?
Brother, I don't know. I told a story about with all the civil unrest going on, and I told a story. Me and Vince do a podcast together, Black and White. Anybody out there listening, go check it out. We tackle some very serious subjects, and we were finishing the show up, and I always like to brighten the show up sometimes with a story.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Vince about a story that bothered me for quite some time. And I was maybe in the 7th, 8th grade or something like that. And I had never witnessed what I witnessed. When we see things today of people taping police officers doing some of the unlawful things that they do to people and taking liberties on people because they can, I witnessed that as a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid. I can't remember what grade I was in. I think I was in junior high. I can't remember if I was in 7th grade or 8th grade, but one of the two. And a situation happened. What's making me think of that is what you just brought up, pertaining to my brother. So I won't tell the whole story, But what I told Vince was this. We see these things today with people taping them with their cell phones and so on and so forth. But witnessing something like that, I couldn't get it out of my mind for a long period of time. Because what I witnessed was 6 or 7 police officers beat a friend of mine unmercifully. Now, within the story, I made it funny. But it wasn't funny at the time.
Right.
It's years later. The reason I made it funny because I didn't want the whole mood to be dead. Because the funny part wasn't about my friend that got beat up. The funny part was his uncle that tried to help him. And now every time, and my friend was named, we used to call him Fat Daddy.
Was that a candy bar?
But he's not fat. That just was his nickname. I don't know who gave it to him.
Fat Daddy.
Yeah, that was his name. He wasn't fat though. He just, he's pretty muscular actually. But that was his, back in the day, everybody had.
Yeah, we had a big worm, whatever.
Yeah, and his uncle was named Sleepy. Now, every time we do a show, Vince brings up, have you got in touch with Sleepy or Fat Daddy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we want to bring them on the show. Have you got in touch? And I haven't seen these guys since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know where they are. And, but I told him that story. And I was like, for people that has never seen police officers beat a man, I've seen it. And I'm going to tell you something, Angel. To this day, I still remember it as vividly as it happened. I mean, vivid. It's certain things people ask me about that I can't even remember.
Right, yeah.
But I remember this like it was, man. You got things in your mind that's etched in your mind.
Yeah, and it's like vivid details. Like it's
Yeah.
almost as if you're there. You can replay yourself being there right now.
Yeah. And, people ask me stuff about my career, and people send me stuff. And do you know I can't even remember it?
How did you feel when you won your second title? You're like, what title? I don't remember. They all go together.
I mean, I tell people that. I don't remember. I'm doing an interview with a guy, and this is true. You bring that up. A guy, I'm just doing a podcast with a guy about a month or two ago. And he started asking me stuff like that. I said, brother, I don't know. And then he started telling me every title and every date.
Oh, no.
10 times. Now, ask me how many I actually remember. How many do you think I actually remember?
Maybe 1.
3.
3.
I remember
your
3.
First, your last.
No, you have to tell me what they are.
I gotta tell you what they are. Okay.
Yeah, if you're not
I gotta
telling me
search
what they
Google real quick.
Other than that, I don't remember, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was trying to tell him that. I said, I'm not one of those guys that can chronicle things that I did. I don't know why. I guess maybe I just wasn't focused. I was focused on what I did. But when it was over, it was over. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you clock in, clock out.
Yeah, because I'm like, brother, you're on the road 300 and some days a year.
Yeah.
So it starts to get repetitious.
Yep. I can see that.
And that's the part people don't understand, man. And once things get repetitious, man. Now, my brother, on the other hand, I remember one day he was like, hey, man, we won the title 6 times. We on the road. And I'm like, we did?
We still got them? Are they in the back?
He said, yeah, you remember the one with so-and-so? And I'm like, yeah. You remember the one we did? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And you remember when blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, yeah. And you remember blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, so then my brother goes to the producers and the announcers and start telling them, start calling us the 6-time tag team champ. And if it wasn't for him, we're
just the tag team champions.
I'm like, 6 times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But other than that, brother, I didn't know if it was 6 times or 1 time. But hey, man, another great show right here on EdgeRadioTV.com. Everybody that's watching on EdgeRadioTV.com, appreciate everybody rolling with us. World's Most Dangerous Podcast that I do. I want everybody to listen to that. It's called the same thing as the radio show, so look that up. And like I said, man, basketball is here. Lakers and Rockets tonight. Who you got?
You know what? I got some stiff money in Vegas right now, so I got to roll with the Rockets. I think the 3-point shooting will definitely come out for the Rockets. The Lakers are the worst 3-point shooting team in the playoffs. The Rockets are the best. Boom, Rockets.
Well, you had it right there from my main man, Angel Corona. I'm Stevie Ray. We'll see you guys next week. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Peace.